And you mentioned Derrick and you mentioned Spence and Crawford. I just got one question for you there. Supposedly, it's been reported that they had a fallout, that they're not together anymore. And part of it is the upside on the pay-per-view that Spence made in the Crawford fight. You as a trainer, what are your thoughts there, and how does that usually work? Do you guys usually get a piece of the pay-per-view, or is that just case by case?
Well, you know what? I think it's just fighter and trainer. They have to probably talk it over before the fight. I'm gonna tell you our personal experiences. I've been on some pay-per-view fights, Maidana Mayweather, twice, with Pacquiao, twice with Brandon Margarito. But in those situations, as you know, the Star, the Mayweather, they're the ones that keep all the pay-per-views. When you're talking about Spence and Crawford, it was like a 50-50, 60-40, whatever split was. So they both got part of the pay-per-view. In my situations with against Pacquiao and against Mayweather, it was just a flat fee, and I got paid from my fighter. When Fernando Vargas was fighting pay-per-views, Fernando always paid my dad his 10% from his purse and the pay-per-view. Mikey's fight against Spence, same thing. That's but that's pretty much family. So it's
Right.
different. I think Derrick James should have got his percent even from the pay-per-view because they both made it together. They both got there together. Instead of cutting his money, man, he got you there too. Give him a bonus. You know what I mean. I think it sucks when a trainer works his ass off. Especially if you have a kid from his pro debut to making it. The first 3-4 years, we're not making any money. We're spending money in the gym, traveling. We're not getting paid from $2,000-$3,000 paydays. You know what I mean. So
Yeah.
we go through that for 4 years before they even start making real money. So when they start making real money, and the trainer made it there with you, got there with you, the trainer, fuck, we should get bonuses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We did it together. I've never been in that situation where my fighters try not to pay me or try to pay me less because I want to allow it. I want to accept it. They got there because of my help. Also, I've never had that situation. All my fighters that I've always trained, and a lot of them that I also manage. Where I probably get a bigger percentage. Never has one of my fighters said, I can't pay you so much because it's just not acceptable. I think trainers deserve that percentage. If it's from the fight, the pay-per-view is also part of the fight. It's also part of the business. I think the trainer should get his cut, but I really don't know the situation.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe they should have talked about it, knowing that something like that was going to happen. I really don't know. I can't
Yeah.
really say exactly what happened. It's still it still sucks to see that they did so much together and now they're splitting up. Where Derrick also could have it was, I'm pretty sure it was still a big guarantee. From the fight itself was a huge guarantee. So man, sometimes you might have to let things slide. But something that they should have talked about
Yeah.
before the fight.
Yeah, I'm sure he did all right, but I hear you though. And being here in Dallas, it's unfortunate because, like you said, they came up together and
Exactly.
became pound for pound one of the best. So, but but anyways, I just wanted to hear your thoughts on that. Very interesting. But listen, man, you got a big fight coming up next week, and it's boxing is on a roll right now, and you're somehow always in the mix at some capacity. You may have some fights. You may not have some fights for a while, and then all of a sudden, boom, Robert's front and center. But talk about Vergil and Jose on the same card next weekend. Golden Boy back at it. How exciting is that?
You know what? That's awesome, man. You know what? Before the year started, during the holidays, obviously spending time with the family. My dad called him. My dad said, "You know what? This year, I have a feeling Oscar De La Hoya is gonna come strong, and he's doing exactly that same thing. Right away, January 6th, Vergil came back and had a great fight. Obviously we thought we would have wanted to see more rounds, but it is what it is. Uh, they've been putting up really good cards, really good fights. He's said it publicly. I want to work together with every promoter, and now a lot of fights are happening because Golden Boy is actually asking for those fights, asking for those big fights, and look, this is going to be another one of those great events in Central California, Jose Ramirez' hometown. The crowd always shows up to support him, and it's unbelievable the way the fans really love him over there. Uh, and Vergil, the co-main event, it's gonna be a little, that extra, taste, that extra cherry, that's gonna give the fans over there in Fresno. And we have, just the rest of the card also. We have Oscar Duarte fighting Jojo Diaz. That's gonna be a great fight too. And a lot of local talent also. So it's gonna be one of those nights, especially 2 weeks after Ryan's fight and Ryan's performance, everybody in the world, everybody in boxing got excited. So they had a great show with Ryan and Haney. I think this is going to be another one of those great ones. And boxing, look, we're not even halfway through the year, and I think this year is going to be great also, just like last year was.